This is episode 4 of 33, the story of my life and my diagnosis with bipolar disorder. This theme is for when I was in choir, and it's my 4th year. I don't remember when I started singing. It was just always there. A hum in my throat, a melody in my brain, a comfort I didn't have to explain. In elementary school, I joined choir. I was small, quiet, but when I sang, people looked up. Not because I was loud, but because I had tone, control, emotion. My voice wasn't powerful, it was precise. And in a world where I didn't feel powerful, that meant everything. I got into honor choir young. We wore matching polo shirts tucked into black dress pants that never quite fit right. We stood on risers in auditoriums and sang for parents holding up camcorders with shaky hands. And I always stood up straight, sang every note correctly, smiled on cue, because performing was the only time I knew exactly what people wanted from me. My mom was a singer too. She would float through the house singing Ave Maria with this haunted operatic vibrato. I didn't know if she was trying to be holy or dramatic or both, but it filled the house like incense, like mood, like memory. Her father, my grandpa, was a church singer. He recorded cassettes of himself singing hymns while my grandma played the piano. Music ran in my family, but not always the kind that made space for feeling. I always felt like my voice was acceptable as long as it fit the mold, as long as it didn't crack, as long as it didn't overpower anyone else, as long as it sounded pretty. But I never felt proud of it. I was embarrassed, actually. I remember singing in class one time and someone turned around and said, "Wow, you actually have a good voice when you're not quiet." And suddenly something I had loved became something I had to shrink. There's a strange shame that comes with being good at something expressive in a family that doesn't know how to express. They were proud of me, sure, but not proud in a way that made you feel seen. More like, look what she can do, and not look who she is. So I learned to use my voice to please people, not to explore, not to take up space. I hit every note, I smiled through solos, and I never ever sang too loud. In high school, I stayed in choir out of obligation. It felt like something I should do, like something that came with my name. I joined other music groups too, but I always felt like I was performing safety, performing composure. And deep down, I had songs that didn't sound like that at all. Songs with edges, songs with growls, songs that didn't rhyme. It's taken me a long time to feel brave enough to use my voice the way I want to sing off key sometimes, to belt when I feel like it, to whisper when I don't, to stop asking if it's good and just ask if it's real. Music has always been my mirror, but choir taught me how to polish the glass. I'm learning how to shatter it gently and finally hear what I actually sound like. That's it for chapter 4. The next video comes out tomorrow at 3:33 p.m. If you want to donate, do so at mcoart.com. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow.